the most underpaid player from every club in La Liga. Starting out with Atletico Bilbao, a team who can only have players from the Basque region, so you'd think you would pay them handsomely to stay in the likes of Nico Williams, Inaki Williams, Aymeric Laporte, but Yuri Berichiche, a guy who's been there since 2018, a really solid fullback, possibly captain, I'm not too sure, but only on £82,000 a week whenever, you can see the obvious four ahead of them. To be fair, you would think they are the obvious four, I just thought he would be a little bit closer behind them. When it comes to Atletico Madrid, they have their three top earners pretty far ahead of everyone else. Jan Oblak, Julian Alvarez, Anton Griezmann, pretty understandable. Whenever it comes to Jose Jimenez, a centre-back who's been touted for moves to the biggest clubs in Europe. I remember he was heavily linked with Chelsea for like 60, 70 million pound moves a couple of years back. I thought whenever it came around to renewing his contract, it would be a lot nicer than 120k a week, and he still is a very solid centre-half. Then we have Barcelona. Look, they do spend a pretty penny on their players, and for a good reason. They have a lot of great players. But Alejandro Balde, he is probably the third best left back in the world, to be continued. He probably will get higher as the years go on, and he is on €32,000 a week. Obviously, this is just a matter of renewing his contract, and he will be probably jumping up to around here. Then we have Girona, who, they were in Champions League a few years back thanks to the hands of Citigroup, but they actually don't pay their players all that much. I think the highest earner is on like 80,000. Christian Stuani, a guy who's been at the club for yonks, as far as I can remember, he is on 23k a week, and he regularly scores goals for Girona. Then we have Real Betis with a lot of players up here, the likes of Isco, Amrabat for some reason, Anthony, moving to the club from United, actually performed very well for Real Betis. Happy he got his move and he's on a decent wage. But Marc Bartra, a centre-half that's been at the club for a while, I think he is captain. I remember there being a big reveal about him signing his contract. Maybe he shouldn't have if he's going to get 48k a week. I'm pretty sure if he went to Saudi, he could, quadruple that. But, there's players above him that, yeah, Firpo. Good for Leeds in the Championship, but whenever I saw him in the Prem, he was... Now look, looking at what we have here, can anyone be underpaid? Well, if you go all the way down to the bottom, Arda Güler, the next big thing from the main guy for his nation, starting for Real Madrid at the moment, but earning the same as their backup left-back, Frank Garcia, and less than a criminal in Raul Asensio on 120k a week. Brahim Diaz, this guy is a next superstar, and he's only on 100k a week. I'm pretty sure that will change come his next contract renewal, but at the moment, bit unfair. Dani Ceballos, 200k a week. I know he is starting to start a bit more, but still. And we have Jose Perez, you might know him from EAFC 26, OP, 19 goals in the league last year, only 60k a week.